Hi everyone, it's Rebecca here, and today I want to talk a little bit about the difference between being still and being in a constant state of alert, and what's possible when we can see the difference. So being in a constant state of alert, what's that mean? What's that look like for you? Now, for me, when Bea was ill, there was this sense of kind of bubbling inside, short of breath, heightened kind of awareness of things, feeling very on edge, headache, very caught up in my head, noisy, all of that kind of stuff. Literally trying to get my breath. And I kind of felt there was two bits to that. There was either feeling out of control, but also this kind of feeling that I needed to be hypervigilant all the time. I needed to be aware. I needed to be ready for anything. And that was utterly exhausting, utterly exhausting. And it showed up in my body, in ailments that I was getting in my body, because I was constantly, you can just imagine the tightness in my neck and my shoulders, just holding my body ready for action at any time. We can't do that long term. We shouldn't be doing that long term. I think they say that the fight or flight hormones that's what's activated when we're like that should only be activated, I don't know, once every few hours, I think, and for a very short, no, hang on, that's completely wrong. It's something like it should only be activated for a short period of time, every several days, okay? But so many of us are in that state kind of semi-permanently, and even as we're going off to sleep. And when we're like that, it's like we're in fog. It's like we're in a thick fog. We can't see anything clearly. And we're trying to find our way. It's almost as if you're driving in the car, it's in thick fog, and you're trying to find the directions to get where you want to go. And you keep doubling back over yourself because you can't find the way. And that's what it was like for me so much of the time when Bea was ill. And I know that there were times where I got really still. And often that came about because I was exhausted, and it was almost like, excuse me, it was almost like a surrender. I can't do this anymore. And in that moment, I would settle down and I would re-access my breath. And in that settling down, that's where I found peace, and that's where I often found answers. And it's so interesting, and it seems kind of counterintuitive, particularly when we're caring for somebody with an eating disorder. Because I know for me it was like, how can I chill out? How can I relax? How can I kind of even take any time off or out of my day to recenter myself when Bea is suffering? And if you've watched any of our previous videos, then you'll have heard us both talk about this putting on your own oxygen mask before you help anybody else with theirs, which is the instructions we're giving on the plane, or this idea that you can't pour from an empty cup. And they're cliches because they're true. So in this settling down, and that might literally just start with taking a breath, noticing when you're caught up, noticing where you feel out of control or breathless or whatever that may show up for you, and to take a breath and to just give yourself a bit of perspective. And in that space, that's where new thought comes. That's where new ideas come. That's where a solution to a problem comes. Not from the, I must think this through some more. It always comes from that quieter space. So if we can settle down, find a way, just when you catch yourself caught up, to settle in, settle down, take a breath, and give yourself that chance to have some fresh thinking about something, then I think you'll find that really helpful. Now, you may well know this already, but perhaps hearing it again in a different way will make sense and will land for you in a way that it hasn't landed before. And see what happens. Because here's the thing as well, is that we do teach by example. So if we can find that space within ourselves as carers, then maybe we're showing that that's possible as well for our loved one. And wouldn't that be amazing? I hope you found this helpful. Don't hesitate to leave a message, come back to me with any questions, whatever you might have. And do subscribe to our channel so that you're kept up to date with all our weekly videos that we post. And I will see you again soon. Bye for now.